Hi friends, welcome back to Sarah's Next Chapter. My name is Sarah and this is my cosy corner of the internet where I share all my bookish related thoughts and musings with you guys. And today I'm going to be talking about the books that I plan to read this spooky season, my autumn TBR. So as always, grab your beverage of choice and let's get into it. My beverage is very boring today. I'm just on water because I've had my coffee and I'm trying to drink more water. I feel like I've come on here and said that about a million times, that I'm trying to drink more water. It's not going good. Before we actually get into this video, I just want to say I am going to be trying something a little bit different with my YouTube videos, in the sense that I'm going to be doing minimal editing. I came to a realisation recently that I love creating videos on here and on TikTok, but I don't love editing, certainly not for YouTube because it takes a very long time. So there might be some more pauses, I might trip over my words sometimes, I don't know, things might happen and I'm just going to trying to roll with it and cut down my editing time, because ultimately I want to get videos out and I want to make connections and build community. I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours and hours editing. That's just not where my passion is. So I hope you're okay with that. I'm aware this is getting into a bit of a tangent, but I will get to the books really, really soon. I also just personally feel like I really enjoy watching YouTube more and more. I'm less enjoying the fast content like TikTok. I actually really don't like Instagram anymore. I come off that most weekends. Like I just delete the app from my phone. I don't know. I'm trying to like teach my brain and my body to like slow down, and I feel like YouTube's really good for that, or like podcasts and things like that. It's just a little bit of a slower rate of pace in terms of content, and I find it better for me, and hopefully it's better for anyone here watching. So with that in mind, I'm just going to have a little bit of a slower, more minimal editing approach to my videos, so I hope you like that. Anyway, let's get into the books. So firstly, on my autumnal TBR, I am reading right now Babel by R.F. Kuang. I hope that's how you say it. I'm not really sure if that's how you pronounce the surname. I'm absolutely loving it. I am 191 pages in and I'm really enjoying it. It's a bit of dark academia set in Oxford in the 1800s. And what I'm really loving about this book so far is it's just all about language. And I've realised this about myself as well. I find language absolutely fascinating. I find learning about the origins of words and phrases absolutely fascinating. How there are different words in different languages that there's like no equivalent to in any other language. Like that just blows my mind, how the language that you've been raised in must shape so much of your personality and belief about the world. Because when you think about it, there's words, for example, so I've obviously been raised to speak English. So like I think in English, I dream in English, everything I do is in English. And how much has that impacted the way I think and my views on things and how I dream and my thoughts? I don't know, I just find that so fascinating. So I'm just here for that in this book. Really loving that so far. So yeah, that's what I'm currently reading. So the other books that I have got on my autumnal TBR are all pretty chunky. I don't know why I've decided to do this to myself in autumn. Hoping I've got a lot of time to read because I'm going to need it. So first up we have 11/22/63 by Stephen King. By the way, this is again a side note, but I love the flop on these books. I have quite a few Stephen King books like this and I just love how floppy they are. Just so satisfying. Anyway, this book is 734 pages long. I don't know if I've ever read a book that's 734 pages. The only one I can think of is maybe one of the Harry Potters. Might be that length. I'm looking at them on my shelf right now. Yeah, they probably are, aren't they? So maybe I have read, but that was a long time ago. I don't typically read books over 500 pages. So 700 is a lot. But I've heard really good things about this book. I feel like it's had a bit of a resurgence right now. And also there's been a lot of Stephen King films that I've noticed have been remade or adapted right now. So I'm just feeling like a bit of Stephen King. So hopefully I'm going to enjoy this one. I really don't know what it's about. I think it's about time travel and something to do with the Kennedy assassination, but genuinely no idea beyond that. So interested to get into this one. Next up, I like to do a classic around about this time of year, and this year I have chosen Dracula by Bram Stoker. So let's do a little page count on this bad boy. This one is... Oh, I need to get down to all the appendixes. So this is the Penguin cloth bound edition, and they always come with like huge appendixes at the back. So where is the actual last page? It's 402. 402 pages. Do you know what? That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to be more. It is pretty small print. Oh, do you know what? No, it's actually not that bad. 402 pages. I feel slightly less intimidated by this now that I know that that's the page count. Yeah, I've been wanting to read Dracula for ages. I just feel like it's one of those classics that you always hear about, and there's obviously so many adaptations and so many things that have taken inspiration from it that I just feel like I need to actually read it. I read Frankenstein last year or the year before, I can't remember, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm really hoping that I like Dracula as much, if not maybe even more, I don't know. But I loved Frankenstein, so that might be a bit hard to match, but we shall see. We shall see. So next up I have The Book of the Witching by C.J. Cook. So I believe this is a bit of witch lit, which I am partial to. So I have read The Lighthouse Witches and The Ghostwoods by C.J. Cook. I absolutely adored The Ghostwoods. I quite like The Lighthouse Witches, but I really, really love The Ghostwoods. So I'm hoping this will be maybe kind of similar to that. Obviously, I'm guessing it's about witchcraft. I really don't know a lot about this book at all. This one doesn't seem as long, but let's just, since we've been doing it with the other ones, let's just do a page count. So the last page in this, what are we at? 358, which is seeming very, very small in comparison, so that's nice. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I do like C.J. Cook as a writer, so I'm hoping I like this one. And last but not least, we're sticking with the witchy theme, but we've got a bit of non-fiction, which is rare on this channel. And it is How to Kill a Witch, A Guide for the Patriarchy by Claire Mitchell and Zoe Venditozzi? The Witches of Scotland. So I've followed these two women online for a while. They have recently created a witches tartan to honour all the women that were accused and lost their lives to charges of witchcraft in Scotland. Scotland has a very, very dark history of witch trials. If you are interested in that, I did a bit of a longer video on that and I'll link it below. But yeah, very, very dark history of Scottish witch trials. But I'm really interested to read this book. I do think that between this one and the Book of the Witching might get a bit dark and a bit heavy. I love witch lit, but I do sometimes find it very heavy just because always in the back of my mind I know that even when the books are fictional, there is a very real element to these stories, and in my mind it's quite hard to separate, which I think is a good thing. I don't really think we should be separating. There was, like hundreds and hundreds of women lost their lives because people decided that they were witches, and it was just such a level of brutality. It's just horrific, and it's, yeah. So whenever I read witchlit, I love it, and I find it's interesting, and obviously it's great for spooky season, but always in the back of my mind I'm like, this actually happened. Like, what real people suffered in horrendous ways because of this mass hysteria around witchcraft. So anyway, it might get a bit heavy, hopefully not too much, but I do think it's important to read books like this and to keep that in our memories. So I'm very, very excited to read this, and if you haven't, then go and follow the Witches of Scotland on social media because they're these fabulous women and they're doing great things, and I'm obsessed, loving their work. So yeah, that was it. That is my spooky season / autumnal TBR. Let me know if you're interested in any of these books, or if you've read any of them. Let me know your thoughts, but please don't give me any spoilers. Thanks. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.